You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, a summer camp is aiming young people to get excited about building and gaining real-world experience.
Also, a Pittsburgh pharmacy is closing one of its locations. Find out what's behind the decision.
And we've got cloudy skies and scattered showers and thunderstorms to start our day. We'll have a look at those and the big warm-up on the way coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's just after 7 a.m. now on this finally Friday, July the 18th. And it's been toasty.
Yes.
It's been a little soggy here and there. But that hasn't stopped a lot of fun learning taking place this summer.
No, it certainly hasn't. Kids at a Pitt State camp learn some valuable hands-on construction skills and some tool safety.
KOAM's Ty Parks takes us to the job site where campers are learning the tools of the trade.
20 years ago, Randy Windsor, who does the Adventures in Robotics camp, and we got together, decided to do one morning camp and one afternoon camp in July, and to make them as much hands-on as possible, because kids today just don't get the exposure to the tools and the hands-on stuff.
Pittsburgh State University construction professor James Otter plans this camp with a very clear purpose in mind.
And so our goal is to teach them about tools, connections, and building things the proper way to make things. So during the first week, our first day is all about safety. They all get a hard hat, safety glasses, and then they learn how to run the tools. We start them with a drill. They have to use an air nailer. They use a jigsaw. They cut things out. They understand how to use things safely.
Hands-on is correct. The campers this week have put together bird houses, dog houses, and a bench.
Our objective is just to help young people have something to do in the summertime and to learn. Like today, I gave him a quiz over tools. Oh my goodness, they knocked it out of the park. They probably knew more tools than most adults do. And that's what we want. We want them to get excited about doing construction, but also feel like they know more about construction.
At Pittsburgh State University, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Well, campers will leave with more than just knowledge. They'll also get to take home their own birdhouse.
Yeah, a lot of great things out there. And it's great to get the kids engaged at this age too, because I mean,
really
for me, it was at high schools when I got into like a woodworking class, and so at this younger age, it's just important to start learning those skills.
Building benches,
that's
a big deal.
And you could do these things inside where it's dry and hopefully a little cooler than where it's going to be outside. Let's take a look outside, by the way, from downtown Pittsburgh. See, we can do it for you so that you don't have to go outside. And it is cloudy this morning. We're seeing clouds increasing. We have showers, thunderstorms off to across parts of southeast Kansas and northeastern Oklahoma. MoDOT Cameron, 32nd and range line in Joplin. It's a little bit on the dark side, and here's why. Clouds from these showers and storms are continuing to spread across the region. These showers and storms are a great example of Mother Nature saying, you know what, I'll do as I please, when I please, and how I please, because that's what they've been doing, all morning long. We now have some light showers into southwestern Crawford County, so around McCune, stretching southwest of Girard. We go down, some of this rain, especially say around Columbus, may not necessarily be reaching the ground just yet, but you have some heavier showers on the way. Oswego, Altamont, Chautauqua, Edna, Coffeyville, Independence, Parsons, back toward Caney, Chautauqua, Sedan. Chautauqua County, we do have a flood warning until 10 a.m. because we backed this up even just an hour ago. You can see all this rain. The storm's trying to move east, but then they just keep redeveloping over and over across Chautauqua County and even into Elk County, leading to some flooding concerns. Some light showers for Fredonia, Erie, outside of Chanute as well. And then we've got some thunderstorm activity just exiting Lenapaw, around Newata as well, Chelsea, Veneta, getting into Fairland, Miami, Grove as well. And then back to the west of Washington County. We're watching these storms trying to get organized, stretching back down towards Skiatook. Then we have additional storms that have been developing out to the west as well, and we'll have to see what they do, whether or not they'll make it here, because the computers are having a hard time with these storms and determining how long they're going to survive and just how far east they're going to make it. So we're just going to have to kind of see what they do here, but they are trying to slide to the east. Trying is the key word. This future track does believe these storms will actually be done by 11. I think there's at least some fair chance they'll hang on through at least noon. Then we'll have a few isolated showers. We'll have mostly cloudy skies to start, and then skies clearing as we head into into the afternoon and evening hours out there. Temperatures this morning still above average for many of us, but not as warm as yesterday. Monette right where you should be at 70. Otherwise, we got some low to mid 70s out there this morning. Eventually into the upper 70s by 9, mid 80s by noon, and then highs into the low 90s. South breeze 5 to 10. Heat index values today up to 105. That's going to get hotter as we head into the weekend and especially next week, which could even bring the potential for some dangerous heat. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, after years of serving the community, a Pittsburgh pharmacy is shutting down one of its locations, a tough decision fueled by challenges with middlemen controlling prescription drug plans. Lindbergh Pharmacy is closing its location on North Broadway. The owner says the decision doesn't come easy, but ongoing struggles tied to pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs, left her with no other option. PBMs are third-party companies that handle prescription drug plans for insurance providers, but many pharmacists argue they do more harm than good. We first reported on these concerns back in January, and now they're hitting home.
It wasn't an easy decision, but with the PBMs affecting reimbursements and patient choices of where they go, this put a strain on independent pharmacies, and so that was one of the factors. And then for staffing, it takes a lot of staff to run two locations.
Brandy Wolf says she plans to consolidate her staff to the South Campus for the time being. The North location will close August 1st. And across Kansas City, Missouri, torrential rainfall has triggered dangerous flooding. Early yesterday morning, fire crews performed 18 water rescues for people stranded in their vehicles. Since late Wednesday, more than 5 inches of rain has fallen across Kansas City, marking one of the wettest days on record in July. No injuries have been reported. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, Nitro Chaos hits the track at Mocan Dragway. KOAM's Anthony Saviello takes us behind the scenes as drivers get ready for racing this weekend.
Driving at 200 miles an hour is not a feat that everyone gets to experience in life. However, for Nitro Chaos racers, that's just another day at the track.
Racers like Chuck Lofton have been around racing and race cars all their lives. In fact, it's almost as if racing fuel courses through their veins.
It's an adrenaline rush, you know. If you like working on cars, this is the pinnacle of a drag racer, nitromethane.
It's a rush with a 200-mile-per-hour tag to go along with it. For Chuck, there's no better feeling.
Once I got the taste of victory, it's worse than drugs. Everything you do in life, you have to win at. It doesn't matter what you do, your job, cutting grass better, it don't matter. You always want to be the best.
Believe it or not, his addiction is supported by those he cares for most, including his wife.
She backs me up and feeds the crew and takes care of everything else. And at our shop at Commercial Diesel, she pretty much does the day-to-day operations, you know, and we have a very good crew at Commercial Diesel, allows us to do what we get to do. And but yeah, Angie, she's a winner.
Driving a machine like this also comes along with a driver's seat reminiscent of a jet fighter cockpit.
They molded the seat around me, you know, I put all my stuff on just like I'm gonna race it, and they put the seat all together and the head padding, and you know, make sure I'm sitting in the car correctly.
While most of us may not sit in the driver's seat of a 200-mile-per-hour funny car, Chuck has a piece of advice we could all learn from.
The person has to have that burning feeling about it. You know, you might not understand it, but after a while in life you realize, you know, it was meant to be. You know, there's no plan. I never planned none of this. It just, I was very fortunate, you know, that I have somebody in my life that helped me achieve a goal and in business and in life, and we have the opportunity to live out the rest of what we have, you know, what we want to do.
Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Well, tickets are $20 today and $30 tomorrow. Kids 12 and under get in for free. And a safety tip for those attending, you may want to bring some ear protection. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, of course, MoKan celebrating 63 years. We'll have an opportunity to hear from this year's special guest. And later, what if you could borrow a dress the same way you borrow a book? Well, one library in England makes it happen. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from the McDonald County Fair in Anderson, Missouri. Welcome back. The MoKan Dragway is celebrating 63 years of hosting races right here in the 4 states. They have a very special guest this year, and he's decided to join us this morning. Paralympic medalist and a race car driver, Matt Stutzman. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We are so happy to have you. So, Matt, you're incredibly accomplished. Just reading about you, I was blown away. Talk to me a little bit about your journey to being a Paralympic athlete and what brought you here today.
First of all, thank you so much for having me. I was born with no arms, and I was going through life just trying to figure out, how I could provide. And all of a sudden, I got this idea that I want to shoot a bow, which sounds kind of nuts.
Yeah.
But I started chasing that dream, and little did I know I was going to make it to 4 Paralympic Games, and then win a gold in Paris, which still is a pinch me moment.
Talk to me about that and the journey that led up to receiving a gold medal in Paris just last year.
It was pretty crazy because when I went to Paris specifically, I was, I felt I'm just there to make memories and take my family for the first time. They flew with me. I'm shooting against people with arms, so I'm kind of like maybe the underdog in the archery competition. And when I get there, I'm having such a blast. I'm not focused on winning. And then I won for some reason. So
how about that?
It's pretty cool.
A huge accomplishment. Big congratulations to you on that. Now, along with archery, you also drive race cars. Talk to me about how you even got behind the wheel.
I like adrenaline, apparently, but I drive the car with my feet. And we do 200 miles an hour. But I picked drag racing because the car doesn't care who drives it, right? So I can get in the car and I can compete against pretty much anybody else. And I have no arms. So for those, 4 or 5 seconds, I kind of feel, like part of the crew and part of the gang.
Absolutely. Speaking about competing, this weekend, you are doing the grudge race both days, both today and tomorrow. Talk to me about it. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. It was always a dream of mine to race, street outlaws, right? So now I get to come to MoKan this weekend. Racing a guy named Jetty with the Cutlass. One of the things that's cool about my program is that I want to educate people on how I drive too, right? So if you guys come out, there's a picture of me using my feet. I use my feet for everything. I drive this car with my feet. So if you come out, you can actually come to my pit and I will actually get in the car and show you guys how I drive because it's unique and different all at the same time.
Well, it's so impressive, but you're also such an inspiration to so many. For folks coming out this weekend to not only celebrate MoKan's 63rd anniversary, to learn more about you, how does that make you feel?
Honestly, I just am lucky that I get to live my dream, I get to race cars and travel the world shooting archery for a living. And when you're living your dream, it's not really work. So I feel blessed. So it's my turn to kind of give back to everybody who shows up.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, thank you so much for giving us some of your time today. Good luck on those races both today and tomorrow. If you want to catch Matt both today and tomorrow, you can head over to the MoKan Dragway. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:18 now on this Friday morning. Taking a look at Skywatch Storm Tracker. Here we go. Scattered showers, a few thunderstorms out there as well. We've got one here in southern Crawford County that's to the west of Pittsburgh or just south of Girard. We've got a few showers starting to work into Cherokee County, Ottawa County, so Miami, Fairland, Grove, Veneta, Chelsea, Newata, Lenapaw. We've got these scattered storms out here around Washington County and just to the west, and they're trying to get reorganized organized again. And if you watch, they're starting to get a little more organized. We have another one back here toward Ponca City that's trying to get going. And we have a few more down the turnpike heading toward Oklahoma City. And these are trying to lift northeast. Will they make it all the way here? We'll have to wait and see. But you can see also with this one that now is just on the southern edge of the Kansas-Oklahoma state line there. It's also trying to reorganize. So you got the heavy rain in Chautauqua County starting to finally come to an end. We have a flood warning in Chautauqua County through 10 o'clock this morning. Heavy rain still stretching through Elk County as well. So Howard, Sedan, Independence, Mountain Valley, Parsons. So these thunderstorms, again, we've got to really watch the ones that are attempting to redevelop back behind all this. In fact, you see this storm die out by Emporia and then several new ones developing around there. And that's in the same case back behind all of this activities. This batch seems to be kind of fizzling out. It's weakening. It's starting to tone itself down, but we're getting new development behind it. So that's why, again, the computers are having a hard time determining just how long these showers and storms will last and just how far east they will actually manage to make it. Some data says they're done in an hour or so. Other data says they last through about 11. Some suggest could hang around through noon, 1 o'clock as they push east. This future track does believe they're going to be done by about 11 or so with lingering showers at noon, but we're going to keep storm chances out there for us through at least noon, and again, just kind of see what these things do through the morning hours. Otherwise, we'll be mostly cloudy following the storms, and then we'll have gradual clearing through the late afternoon, evening, and overnight, and we're going to really start to heat up. Through the weekend, we're looking at mid-90s tomorrow, gusty south winds pushing about 20 miles an hour, and then Sunday, much of the same, just a few clouds here and there. Otherwise, a lot of sunshine, maybe an isolated pop-up storm or two. It looks like possibly in our far northern counties. That's really about it. And it's just going to continue to get hot. It's going to get hotter as we head through next week. So again, we're keeping scattered storms out there. So we'll see exactly how this pans out. Mid-70s by 8, low 80s by 11 o'clock this morning. And we'll head into the low 90s today with, again, mostly cloudy skies initially before they start to clear later. Heat index values today could easily reach 105. Heading through the evening, still very mild. Look at this, low 80s by 10. Should be about 70 for our average low. We're looking at mid to upper 70s for our lows tonight. 90, 91 is our average high. This is as close as we get today. After this, it really heats up. Mid upper 90s, and eventually in the second half of next week, we could be pushing close to 100 degrees for high. So remember, we have a broad coverage area. These are averages for the region. You know, in our southern and western counties, it gets hotter than everyone else. So that's why I'm saying we could easily start climbing into the triple digits in the second half of next week. Heat index values will also climb, of course, going with those temperatures. So instead of just 105 or so, we're talking heat index values up to 110 as a possibility. You've really got to stay hydrated. Now's the time. You got to make sure, especially for those who have to work outdoors, that you've got a plan. You got a safe place to go that's cool. You got an area where you can take breaks and stay hydrated as well. And of course, if you can stay inside, definitely do so over the next several days. Let's check your forecast. We are back with more right after this.
Lend a lot more than books these days. You can borrow musical instruments, power tools, even cake pans.
But overseas, visitors are checking out something a bit more fashionable. Tina Krause has the story.
Once upon a time, libraries were all about books.
It's even got pockets. A dress with pockets.
But this one in England has people checking out new looks.
Yeah. And the fit's really good on you.
These women are helping to turn the page on fast fashion.
And it's the ideal. You borrow a book, you borrow a dress.
By keeping pre-loved clothing in circulation.
That you're actually not destroying the planet by buying new fast fashion all the time. You're borrowing it and putting it back for somebody else to enjoy.
How does it make you feel when you see people so excited about this?
It's real good vibes. It's a really nice feeling.
Lizzie Dibble founded With Love From, a community campaign to cut clothing waste.
So anything you donated would be With Love From Tina. And it adds to that idea that pre-loved clothing should be more special because it's got that past, it's got that history, it's got that story.
Like a book.
Yeah, absolutely like a book.
And that won't cost you anything.
It won't cost me anything, and I can have that for 3 weeks, if not longer, if I want to. Just grab your card.
Donated clothes are barcoded, just like books.
It is completely free. If you've got a library card, you can borrow items.
You go and you browse, you choose your items, you bring them to the desk, you beep them like a book, and then off you go.
It's really nice to see people celebrating clothing that otherwise would have been sitting in somebody's wardrobe collecting dust.
I am tempted to take this jacket for the weekend.
Ooh, nice color.
The shared wardrobe now has more than 900 pieces and counting.
I would love to see this in all communities around the world.
A fresh take on fashion.
That is a nice red.
And a reminder that sustainability never goes out of style.
Borrowers are asked to care for the clothing as if it belongs to a friend, so clothes can stay in circulation as long as possible.
And if items become too old or damaged, they're given to fashion design students who can cut them up and make them into something new. Talk about it. Just a very unique way to recycle.
Sustainable.
For sure. Yeah, very sustainable indeed.
Great
Very cool.
to see. Well, coming up, local and regional libraries gear up for a new read on Carthage native Bellstar.
And we've got some scattered showers and storms, cloudy skies. Who's going to see the rain and what happens with our temperatures? We've got all those answers when we come back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. I'm Elise Snowy. First responders managed to save a 4-legged resident from a house fire yesterday in Montgomery County. Reports of a structure fire at 6234 County Road 2300 came in around noon. Neodesha Fire Department rescued a dog from the house and provided a pet oxygen mask. The dog was taken to a veterinarian office. Regional and public libraries take aim at a new book about Carthage native Bellstar. Bellstar, the truth behind the Wild West legend, will hit the shelves of local and regional libraries thanks to an anonymous donation of 250 copies. The author, Michael Wallace, is signing each copy of the donated books.
So they'll be in Jasper County, Cherokee County, Ottawa County. And what a great span of road that is just in and of itself. And going to the libraries, going to children who need to learn about history, because if you don't learn about your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Michael Wallace will also be talking about his book at Liberty Drought House at Red Oak today. And fair season continues in the 4 states. The Cherokee County Fair welcomed community members for its opening day yesterday. Yesterday morning, 4-H members were busy showing off their hard work and livestock.
When I was younger, my dad asked if I wanted to be in 4-H, and I told him yeah. And then I started off with showing rabbits, and then I wanted to do goats, and now that I'm just having fun with it, so.
The Cherokee County Fair runs through Saturday. Let's head over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're going to start with a look outside downtown Pittsburgh. We've got the cloudy skies out there. Pittsburgh, at least for the time being, still dry. Taking a look at the MoDOT camera, 32nd and Range Line in Joplin, also dry at this point as well. However, not everyone is. We've got some showers, thunderstorms across parts of Kansas and Oklahoma. So the southern, really 2/3 of our area into southeast Kansas dealing with the rain. We still have the flood warning for Chautauqua County through 10 a.m. But as you can see, the heavy rain finally starting to work out of there. But Howard, Independence, Coffeyville, Oswego, Parsons, Erie, Fredonia getting in on this activity. Bartlesville, you're coming in on some additional scattered storms. We've got this one out here as well around Langley that's developed here recently. A heavier shower just to the north of Chelsea. Moderate rain into Veneta, Miami, Fairland, and some lighter showers in Grove. We also have additional shower storms trying to develop, and you can see them getting a little more organized out here off to our south and west. So we'll see exactly how those ones play out, because as we've discussed this morning, computers are just having a hard time determining how long this activity is going to last, and some of this is beginning to die out, which some of the computer models said it might. But we also now have new development that's at least trying back behind it. So what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and leave scattered storm chances out there through at least noon today. We'll see how this activity really plays out, but we're going to at least leave those chances in through noon. After that, we'll have mostly cloudy skies, and eventually those skies will begin to clear as we head into the late afternoon and early evening hours, and it will still be hot for everyone today as well. Up to 73, Joplin, 74 in Pittsburgh. Our temperatures a bit more manageable this morning compared to where they were yesterday, but still above average with the exception right now of Monette at 70, which is the average low. We're in the low to mid 70s, and Yates Center now a bit warmer, sitting at 76. Eventually, we're going to go into the upper 70s by 9, mid 80s by noon, low 90s for our highs today. Heat index values easily reaching 105 life. So again, make sure that you're staying hydrated, taking precautions. Don't let the cloudy skies fool you. It's still going to get hot. And if this isn't hot enough for you, unfortunately, we are talking the potential for dangerous heat as we work into next week. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, some residents in Garland County, Arkansas want their deceased loved ones to simply rest in peace. But reports of theft at the Crestview Cemetery have disturbed more than the peace. Carter Thwayet has the details.
Just off Highway 70 on the way to Hot Springs is where you'll find Crestview Cemetery. And often you can find Hot Springs resident James Jones.
I go out there quite frequently, like I was telling you earlier.
He's visiting the grave of his son, Joshua, who passed unexpectedly in 2016. On that grave, you'll find a sweet message written by the family, but you'll also notice a hole where a vase should go.
I went out there the week before the 4th of July and pulled up, noticed that his flowers were scattered along the ground, and as I got closer, I noticed that his vase was missing.
Stolen, and according to the Garland County Sheriff's Office, it's not the only one. They're currently investigating the theft of 3 other vases from another family plot.
I got looking at some of the headstones close by, and they were also missing.
Jones says this is the second time this has happened in the 9 years his son has been buried at Crestview, and depending on the vase you buy, they can cost hundreds of dollars or more.
What's the difference between this and me just taping 10 $100 bills to his headstone and just leaving a note here?
And more than the financial aspect, it's taken a toll on Jones and his wife.
She's very upset about it, of course, you know. That was her baby, and it's still our baby.
Well, Jones says he wants to take matters into his own hands and place cameras near the grave, but was told that he couldn't. The company that operates Crestview Cemetery has declined to comment. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Shannon Becker joins us with his big 3 stories of the week. We'll be right back, but first, here's a live look from Anderson, Missouri for the McDonald County Fair. Welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the studio with these big 3 news stories of the week. Shannon, good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Let's take a look at the big 3 stories this week. Live and local, what's happening where you live. It was over the weekend, about 1:45 early Sunday morning. A fire. No video? Should I wait?
Just keep going.
Just
it'll
keep on
pop
talking.
up. It'll pop
fire
up.
at Carl Junction, near Carl Junction, on County Road 263. Carl Junction Fire Department arrived, and along with the help from the Webb City Fire Department. The home was already what you call fully involved, so it means really a lot of fire.
Yes.
It did break through the roof, and when it breaks through the roof, that's super bad news, obviously. There was actually nothing left after it burned about 30 minutes.
Wow.
We were there live on the scene that overnight. Nobody was hurt, though, because the house is empty. It had been, excuse me, for that better lack of terms, repossessed by the bank.
Okay.
So no one lived there at the time. So no one was injured. Our number 2 story, Joplin News First, KOAM News Now. A tragic story on Highway 43, just north of Joplin. A man from Pittsburgh lost his life in a motorcycle collision, Kafer Road and Missouri 43. Traffic in front of him was slowing, and not sure why he didn't slow down as much, obviously.
Yes.
Rear-ended the back of a Titan, a Tundra, excuse me, a Nissan Tundra. Yesterday, in fact, they're still continuing that investigation there on Highway 43.
It's that time of year when motorcycles are out. You have to be mindful.
That's the Missouri State Highway Patrol Major Crash Investigation Unit. Our number 1 story, this is a feel-good story. I know a lot of people have been talking about it. It's Sergeant Boo in Newton County. This was on May 15th. A driver, unresponsive, slumped over at the wheel, still moving, and Sergeant Boo jumped out of his moving vehicle and went and stopped the car, checked on the man, and then pulled him out and started CPR.
Unbelievable. Just amazing. Incredible.
And the gentleman is recovering.
To realize that's what's happening too.
The gentleman is recovering.
Right.
So the only reason we heard about all this excitement, because this probably happens every day, probably.
Sure.
He's been chosen as deputy of the quarter for Newton County Sheriff's Office, and he sent me an email this morning. He's like, so many people have just been giving out the accolades, and he's like, you know, it's just part of what we do. Well, he said he doesn't deserve it, but he said it's just what we do as law enforcement. Really, really neat.
Yes.
Then our bonus story of the week. It might be loud because it's smoking Mocan Dragway. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
People have said
Yeah.
that for 63 years now because they're having their anniversary this weekend. It's Nitro Chaos, which is so cool. You're talking like the real
Right.
top of the line, major funny cars, drag cars, the loud, cool stuff. And also they've got some other features they're doing this weekend. The Armless Archer will be there.
Yes.
He has an inspiring story that he'll share and stuff. So there's something for the whole family, and it's always a good time at Smokin' Mocan Drag
Yes,
Race
lots
this weekend.
to look forward
Yeah.
to there.
That's our bonus,
Exciting.
the big three this week.
Wonderful, Shannon. As always, thank you so much. Happy to have you. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:44 now on this Friday morning, starting with the Skywatch Storm Tracker. And you can see we've still got showers and some rumbles of thunder across parts of southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma. We are starting to get, now just outside of our area, like this little thunder shower here north of Ozark, but then we've got new showers firing up into Berry County. We've got this one now south of Pineville. We've got this little storm over here by Langley. Then we've got heavier rain, Bonita, Chelsea, just outside of Miami, Coffeyville, Independence, back toward Fredonia, Parsons, and Erie, as well as Howard. And we've got additional storms attempting to develop out back behind all of this as well. So we'll see exactly how this plays out, because as I've mentioned, the computer model data has just had a hard time deciphering what these storms are going to do, more so just how long they're going to last. Now, again, we're not expecting any severe weather. In fact, we don't have any, and these storms aren't even at strong levels. We do have the flood warning for Chautauqua County through 10 a.m. because these storms initially, they're moving east, but if you watch this loop, they just kept redeveloping right over Chautauqua County. So do remember, turn around, don't drown. But you can see some of these storms, especially this one a little closer to Oklahoma City, starting to become a bit more organized, or at least they're trying, and they are trying to push north and east. So we'll see exactly what they do. So what we're doing is, at least from the forecast standpoint, we're going to leave thunderstorm chances in place through at least noon. And then we'll see exactly what these storms do, because some of them had these storms actually done probably about 20 minutes ago, and they're obviously not. Some of the models had them running through 11, and others kept them in through 1 o'clock this afternoon. This one is one that had them stopping around 11, leaving us with isolated showers behind them through noon. So again, we'll just kind of have to see how they pan out, but just be prepared for some rain showers out there. Unfortunately, it doesn't help our temperatures, because the one agreement is once these storms wrap up, we start to clear out later this afternoon into the evening hours, and temperatures are going to start to creep up. Now, our highs today are expected to be pretty close to average. It's the heat index values that are not going to be so pleasant, and they're going to continue to worsen as we go through the weekend and into next week. So through Saturday, just a few clouds, gusty southwest winds, occasionally pushing 20 miles an hour. We go into Sunday, we might get an isolated pop-up shower or storm in our far northern counties. I think most of us will be dry. Still just a few clouds otherwise, and breezy and hot. And as I mentioned, as we roll into next week, temperatures really start to climb. All right, cloudy skies out there, and a fire of some sort well off in the distance there, but I think we've seen those before in that area, so it's probably something that is expected. Otherwise, scattered storms through the morning, mid-70s by 8, low 80s by 11 o'clock this morning. Skies, again, mostly cloudy initially. They'll start to clear late afternoon and into the evening. Highs into the low 90s, but heat index values today up to 105 degrees. Clearing skies, as I mentioned, through the evening, still very warm. Low 80s by 10, and overnight lows average is 70. We're looking at mid to upper 70s for our lows tonight. And the heat just continues. Mid 90s into the weekend. Heat index values through the weekend up to 105. And our temperatures, take a look. We go into the second half of next week. They climb and climb and climb. Now remember, we have a fairly broad coverage area here. These temperatures are about an average into the upper 90s, near 100, which means some of our warmer counties out there, western and southern counties, could climb into the triple digits by the second half of next week. Also means heat index values could start climbing upwards of 110. So we're talking the potential for dangerous heat, sunny skies, no relief out there. So if you have to be outside, make sure you're taking precautions, staying hydrated, taking breaks when you can. And if you don't have to be outside next week, then do what you can to limit your exposure to, again, this potentially dangerous heat. That's Check of Your Forecast. We're back with more right after this. Well, no one likes to hear strange sounds coming from their car.
But for one Lubbock couple, what they found turned into a new furry family member.
A typical day at the shop usually sounds like this for mechanic Felix Bryant. But when the Rankin family pulled into the shop on a Tuesday afternoon, things went from the sound of a blaring stereo to something more like,
I could hear the cat.
the family says Scott's Car Care wasn't their first stop.
We had gone to 4 or 5 places before that and just didn't get much help.
This was the hottest day we had had. I think that so far it was 106.
So Felix knew he had to act fast.
It was hot, humid. We had to get him out.
So he sat down his tools and moved very carefully, following that sound.
We had a hard time locating the cat. Then it decided to go to a corner that we had to remove some stuff, but we got it done.
After an hour of labor,
They wouldn't charge us at all for the work they did.
Felix says they were able to free the cat from under the SUV's hood. Their next stop was immediately to the vet.
You know, many times we hear of sad stories about kitties under hoods and the things that can happen with fan belts and motors and that kind of thing, and this is wonderful.
The Rankins thought because they already have other pets, they would just foster her. But let's just say she doesn't have to worry about finding a home in the hood of a car anymore.
One day became 2, 2 became 3, and then I knew that we had another cat.
And her name? Well, of course, it's Felix.
That is good. He's going to be a good cat.
Very impressive story. Had something like that happen when I was a kid. It was a kitten on our front tire that we heard. So always, you got to listen for those sounds and check out there for sure.
Absolutely.
We've still got showers and thunderstorms out there this morning. Quick look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Shows you where they are through southeast Kansas and into northeastern Oklahoma. Storms are trying to redevelop back behind this now kind of decaying batch of heavier showers. So we'll have to see. You can see they stretch back actually pretty far to the southwest. So we'll see if any of this activity can actually get going, because even it's been struggling. We've got this storm and we've got another one here by Ponca City that they're at least trying to hold together. And if they do, they could bring some additional rain. Again, no severe weather expected with any of this activity, and by about noon it should be done. We're mostly cloudy initially, and then we'll start to have skies gradually clearing and temperatures climbing today. They'll be near average today, but as we head into our Saturday, just a few clouds and temperatures well above average, and heat index values high as well. Mid-70s to start our day, low 80s by 11. Again, we're going to keep those scattered storm chances in there through the morning. We'll just kind of have to see how this rain progresses over the next couple of hours. We're going to have another look at your forecast and your wake-up recap right after this.
This is your Wake Up Recap for July 18th. Your top stories to start the day. Lindbergh Pharmacy is closing its location on North Broadway in Pittsburgh. The owner says the decision didn't come easy, but ongoing struggles tied to pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs, left her with no other option. Brandy Wolf says she plans to consolidate her staff to the South Campus for the time being. The North location will close on August 1st. Early yesterday morning, fire crews in the Kansas City area performed 18 water rescues for people stranded in their vehicles. Since late Wednesday, more than 5 inches of rain have fallen across Kansas City, marking one of the wettest days on record in July. No injuries have been reported. And Mocana Dragway is celebrating its 63rd anniversary with their 3rd annual Nitro Chaos event. 20 professional racers will light up the drag strip this weekend. Tickets are $20 for Friday and $30 for Saturday. Kids 12 and under get in for free. Gates open at 1 p.m. today and 9 a.m. tomorrow. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And we've got scattered showers and thunderstorms expected to continue at least through noon, is what I'm saying here with some of those storms, but they are in a decaying state, so we'll see what happens. Otherwise, mostly cloudy into the afternoon, low 90s out there. Heat index values up to 105. Skies cleared through the evening and overnight, and well above average, mid-upper 70s. Southwest winds tomorrow gusting to 20. Temperatures climbing above average, mid-upper 90s. Heat index values this weekend could easily reach 105. Temperatures climbing near, if not into, the triple digits next week, which will begin to put our heat index values up to 110. So just make sure you're taking precautions in some of this potentially dangerous heat as we roll into next week.
Well, it's that time of year in downtown Joplin. Third Thursday is back for its 18th season. This month's theme, as you can see, Waterfest. There were plenty of activities designed to help folks cool off.
The city's premier community event runs every year from March through October, bringing together thousands each month to enjoy art, music, food, and family fun every third Thursday, and always a lot of fun.
That was
to go down
nice
there.
yesterday.
Oh, I'm sure it was too. Probably pretty decent to be able to get down there and cool off a little and have some fun while you do it. Well, thank you all so much for joining us this morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.